This is a report on the Audionet Watt integrated amplifier sitting beside me here. This is one Hefty integrated amplifier. Now, integrated amplifiers are becoming very popular. People don't have the space for separate monoblocks, or separate stereo amp with a separate preamp, separate phono stages. So this seems to be the direction that a lot of people who either second systems or systems that they don't want to have a whole display of audio equipment in their living room. They want to have a nice looking piece on a table with some nice looking loudspeakers and not wires going everywhere all across the room. So these definitely are in favor right now, integrated amplifiers. And in fact, integrated amplifiers can sound just as good as the separates. Dan D'Agostino from D'Agostino Amplifiers told us and the viewers about 3 or 4 years ago when they came out with an integrated that he thought that it sounds as good as his separates. He said because we don't have those wires cabling between the stereo amp and the preamplifier to pick up RF, well, we'd have the connections are all inside the box. So I understand that. But there's something about the coolness of having the separates that that draw me to them. Now, this is the second integrated I've had in the system. The first integrated is the U300 from AVIC, a tour de force. That is a Class D amplifier or a switching amplifier. This is the first Class AB integrated amplifier I've had in the system. It's been in the system just for several days, so that's why we're having a short report, not a full review. Let's review the specs of the Watt integrated. As I mentioned, it's a substantial unit. Weighs in at just a little over 50 pounds, so you really got to put your back into it to pick it up. Now that's designed for resonance control. It's effectively as thick as a brick, and as you heard in my rap test, it's dead as a doornail. So any micro vibrations from the circuitry inside are damped out. Any RF in the atmosphere is effectively blocked from entering the unit. So taken together, this integrated amplifier is a tour de force. It's a dual mono design, effectively with one power cord. So both sides of the amplifier are separated. And in fact, as you can see here in the rear, the left and the right inputs are clearly separated because that's how it's made. It's made effectively two amplifiers in one chassis. Puts out 167 watts into 8 ohms, doubles down into 4, and doubles again into 2. The combination of the Rido D4.1s and the Audionet Watt is a perfect handshake and another match made in heaven. I'm surprised at how many amplifiers meet up with Ridos. They're a little tricky to drive. They do need power. 167 watts of 8 ohm power, Class AB from Audionet, perfect. Our listening tests over the past several days had deep enveloping bass. We had actually the windows shatter, well, not shatter, but vibrate in sympathy with the low pedal notes of several organ CDs that we played. We've tested the unit primarily on CD and on movies through our flat screen. This particular unit has a phono stage which we were unable to test. We've only had this for a short period of time, and we wanted to give you a quick report. How does it sound? Well, you'll listen in just a moment. But it's 95% of the sound of the Audionet Max monoblocks at approximately half the price, and it includes a preamplifier. Add a little bit more for the phono stage inside, and you've got, in high performance audio, a relative bargain. The unit is operated by a Hefty remote control. It's pretty much hook the speaker cables up in the back, plug in your source, turn it on, warms up, takes less than half a minute to warm up, and you're ready to go. The first thing I noticed when we fired it up was authority. I mean, iron-fisted authority. Now, that's something I'm not used to with an integrated amplifier less than 200 watts per channel in the 8 ohms. Now, we have tested the Ridos with the U300. That's a switching amplifier with a lot more power per channel. I was curious about this. What would 167 watts do? Would it run out of steam? Would it clip? Would it distort? None of the above. In fact, some of the bass pedal notes, as I mentioned earlier, were just so enveloping in the room as if you were in the church listening to the organ. I mean, this is how room-filling it is. That is a signature of the Watt. It is a room-filling experience. So let's give it a listen, and then I'll have Bill Parrish, who imports, distributes and sells the units, the Audionet units in the United States, to talk with me about some of the features that he has been using with the unit since we have limited time on it. Okay, so let's do some listening. Here we go. The Audionet Watt amplifier from Germany. has a little bit of something for everybody. Tabla, bass, chanting, bells, guitar, horn, a full, dynamic, explosive sound captured in this listening room with the Watt and the Rido D4.1s. Again, it's a great combination, viewers. If you're in the market for an integrated amplifier, put this on your short list. Thick as a brick, dynamic, explosive, detailed, and nuanced. There's nothing more you could want. The Watt by Audionet, Germany. Okay, viewers, as promised, Bill Parrish is here to give us a little bit of more detail on the Watt from Audionet. Bill, how about it?
This is just, it's an amazing product that the Audionet team has put together here. I mean, true to their form, you know, it gives that solidness, the body, the detail and the weight, the holography, you know, the three-dimensionality. But, you know, it's a lot of it has to do with the specs. I mean, again, a high damping factor unit. Its damping factor is greater than 1,000. You've got bandwidth out to 650,000 on an integrated.
Wow.
I mean, this is, while we say integrated, it really is a amplifier and preamplifier put in the one unit. I mean, this thing is and just like carved out of a solid block of aluminum. You put it in place so you know how heavy it is.
I do, yeah. It's as I mentioned earlier, it's over 50 pounds, and you really got to put your back into it and lift it up carefully, or you'll hurt your lower back.
It has an amazing phono stage in it. Yeah, I don't think you got a chance to hook that up.
No,
but,
I did not.
You know, that's you can load it. You can adjust gain. You can do all the usual adjustments for a phono stage. Yeah.
Well,
so it's moving coil, of course, yeah.
Well, you heard it in the room. What did you hear?
Oh, I heard it doing its magic. I heard just what I was saying, the holography or that three-dimensionality, that wrap-around effect, the bass.
On these
on these Ridos was amazing, deep, full. Weight in the chest and the mid-range, dynamics. Yeah, it's a good match. Yeah, there's no doubt.
And it's something I didn't expect, because I thought 167 per channel watts into 8 ohms, the Ridos are a little bit demanding, and I didn't know if it had it, but it spades.
You know, no matter what we hook this up with, whether it's the YGs over at my place or when we took it to the Rocky Mountain show and showed it out there. Your reviewer, Kemper Holt, was so enamored by it. He borrowed it to use for his Von Schweikert review. You know, you heard of that Capitol Audio Fest and really enjoyed it on the YG Carmels, and now on Ridos. I mean, this is not speaker picky. It's going to bring the best of the best out of the speakers that you hook it up to.
Well, that's well put. I think that sums it up. It will bring the best of the best out of your loudspeakers, and it's a one-box solution. Not amps all over the place, no cables all over the place. It's just right there, nice, neat, tidy, and as I said earlier, it's as solid and thick as a brick. Ouch.
I mean, you know, it's under 20,000, and we'll put it head-to-head with any $35,000, $40,000 separates out there.
Well, there you go, viewers. So if you're in the market for an integrated, or even if you're not in the market for an integrated, we already posted pictures on Facebook, and I have several people who have already commented they're really interested in this, and I think it's because it is a one-box solution. So
one last thing I'd like to add is everyone has always seen it in this color, which is, what is that color? Is it a gunmetal gray?
It's a pewter, I would say.
It's a pewter. It's kind of hard to figure out because different light it takes on different looks. And initially it was only released in this color, but it is available now in all black or all silver.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. Thank you very much, Bill Parrish from GTT Audio, representing Audionet here in North America. You've done a great job with the line because it's a great line. So thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Peter.
Okay. See you, viewers.